Another Sparkisode. Today we're going over Arc Raiders and some of the things that I've been noticing with about 55 hours into the game. Only playing for about maybe almost 3 weeks since it came on like full release for console and everything. Because when I first started hearing about it, got the game, thought it was really cool. I think it's really cool that the Arc robots, they have machine learning capabilities and reinforced learning. Because for one example, and this I have two different instances, one from 5 days ago and one from 3 days ago, where I've noticed that the drones have been able to fly indoors. This was something that, at least in the very beginning of the game, that I would go into these hydroponic plants, the little dome tent areas, and I would go in the doorway and I'd usually be able to evade the drones. Not anymore. After about a week or so of, mind you, all the drones collectively are still learning, they're still adapting, they're still making changes, they're evolving. And this is kind of cool, just even noticing it now, and also different areas, because I first noticed at Spaceport in one of the big warehouses when I saw a drone just like kind of patrolling around, just chilling in one of the big warehouses. I'm like, okay, well, the door's kind of big, so that kind of makes sense. Because mind you, when these AI enemies spawn in, I don't think they have just set patrol patterns. I think they're just free to go within a certain, maybe they have like certain radius parameters that they fly around typically, but once they get distracted and chasing somebody, I'm sure they'll have to adapt. They don't always go back to where they were, they just go from where they were, basically, and keep moving. So there's been instances where I've been in the hospital in Buried City and I've seen like a hornet indoors, like in the small hospital hallways, still like flying like down the hall, and I'm like, that's different. I didn't really notice that within the first week of gameplay, because usually you'd be able to evade drones by going indoors. Now you can, and I've been noticing it a lot more recently. So I'll just play one example of about 5 days ago, so about a week ago, where it's a very egregious example. This is just a wasp shooting at it. It's just okay. It's in the door. So 5 days ago. That's what I mean. Like, they struggle trying to get the right elevation, maybe because they have a minimum height to float on, or maybe they're just slowly pushing the parameter down. I don't know, but it's cool to see something like that, right? It's like, oh, well, I thought I was going to be safe for a moment like I usually was, because that was the move. It would go indoors. No, 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 no. This was 5 days ago. 3 days ago, there was already a change. For the button. Yep, yep. The hornet just coming right in. I don't know if it came from the top. I don't know if it came through the doorway that I went into, but that's a bigger harm than the wasp, due to the armor and everything else. They just came right in. But I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that. That was a jump scare. That was, mind you, 2 days after that wasp tried to do it. Now, whether the arc drones themselves, if they're, their networks essentially are tied to their archetype. For instance, hornets remember what hornets do, wasps remember what wasps do, or do drones collectively, like, is it the propeller motion data that's saved and stored between all the drones, including the Rocketeer, right? Because this is, imagine a Rocketeer flying into a building. Granted, yes, it cannot physically fit through that doorway, thank God. But say if it just goes through this window, it's like, oh, peekaboo, boom, right? I'm sure that there's been people that have experienced that. But I've even seen an instance where a Rocketeer can kind of maneuver pretty easily in small spaces like hallways. And if the hallway's wide enough, and like, granted, this is the testing annex right here. This freaking thing got me. I went inside and it camped. It camped in the hallway. It's a Rocketeer. You know how big that friggin' thing is? right? This is the scary thing. These things. No problemo. It's like, yep, I'm leaving. So, you see,
I think there's a lot of confusion.
Let
I don't think it's an EU NA thing.
Did I X out that video?
There may be a little bit of EU NA thing, maybe, but I think it's more of a time zone thing.
I've also seen a Rocketeer in Dam Battlegrounds and like one of the
I don't think
like the parts where the dam is and it meets with the ground level and you got the slits.
So
like where you would release the water and stuff. I believe in the other side where there's like the internal staircases that go into the rafters.
It's not all
I've seen Rocketeers fly down to ground level in the middle of those slits.
It's morning raids,
just
I think,
hunting people down.
Morning raids in different regions tend to get older players.
What the hell? I didn't even realize that was on. Get out of here. Friggin' autoplay. So let's actually look at this again now that I realize it's still there. So yeah, I didn't get the moment where it downed me, but I got the moment where I realized where the hell it was after it downed me. Because I got hit right behind that shed there, and then I crawled from around, and that it was there. It was literally camping because I came from there, I came around, it was camping underneath the shed, or the hall canopy, whatever the hell you want to call it. So I was like, okay, and this was 3 days ago, the same day that the Hornet came into the tent. So yeah, it's cool to know. And also, another 3 days ago, this happened. So I shot at a Hornet, and it straight in the entrance, straight just hello. They weren't able to do that before, as I recall. But it was that entrance right here. Yep. So they're learning, obviously, but it's just really cool to see the changes that have been made. And I posted some videos on my channel here, so go check it out. Don't mind the train, it just happens. There's another instance where I get kind of yeeted. So this is in Spaceport in the container warehouse section, top floor by the loot room. It's like, okay. Yep. Just come right in. And oh, I got jumped. So that was cool. That was cool. And then again,
out of here.
Flying in the library, which granted, I mean,
and work on.
What was it? The top of the library doesn't have that much space.
You gotta reload. Just crash.
Yeah, for them to fly up, down through there, they must have flew through a window, one of these, because this is too narrow for that to fly through. It's not gonna fly through the roof, so what the hell? They're getting smarter. They're just genuinely getting smarter.
Do you need... They are definitely flying into buildings now. Holy shit, yeah, I just flew in there.
Yeah, so just cool to see. What was it? I think I have another instance.
Not gravy, not
this
gravy.
This one was 11 days ago.
Yep, this is what I mean. They're able to fly inside now. They're getting smart. They can kind of figure it out.
This was 11 days ago when they tried. Mind you, again, like I said, I've seen them come in through that way. But this was 11 days ago. This was maybe they weren't as confident that they could. Maybe they didn't want to take the risk because, I mean, they preserved their own existence.
Oh, shit.
Oh. Like, so, it's very interesting to see. Just how they're evolving in movement. Like, the fact that the fireball, like, did a jump. The fact that I've seen Pops do that, too, it's kind of insane. Like, even those robots that are the roller ones, they're getting used to, I mean, the physics and rolling up walls and stuff like that, so that's kind of crazy. They're all evolving, and I mean, I really am curious with like another week of gameplay. I wonder if, I mean, with the fact that we have Salamantis out as well, and we see drones just flying through the hallways, no problemo now. I mean, with everything leading up to the release of that map, and now drones just being in there, it's crazy to see how well these robots are evolving, and the fact that there's less places to hide and evade from them. There's less ways. There's more, you have to deal with them ASAP, or they're just gonna run you down. I mean, how are you gonna beat a flying drone chasing you down a friggin' hallway through every door unless you can open a door and shut a door real quick without it tasing you or shooting you down? So, yeah, besides the player base being harder on each other, then we also have the arc being progressively harder. So maybe the arc eventually will evolve and outpace, you know, players wanting to hurt each other, and we'll get back to working together to beat the arc. Maybe. Or maybe not. I don't know. After the whole Civil War, Stream Wars thing and everything else, it's kind of crazy. And here's one more little example before we leave. This is them driving in the Blue Gate tunnels, like the, and this I would kind of expect. This is huge. This is an easy spot for them to like really get to start learning indoor activity. Yeah, just doing patrols there. So it'd be wild between having fireballs and pops and drones and wasps, like, and hornets, all inside, like, say, like a hospital building or one of like the high loot buildings, like just in the hallways.
Alright, word.
You're gonna be getting shot from above and burnt from below at the same time. So, yeah. I've even seen leapers like try to get into the extraction while I was at spaceport one time. It literally tried to fit its body into the extraction. See, it just wandered right through the door.
The drone
just came right in, like, what's going on, guys?
There you go.
So if they can get more used to being vertical and be able to fly lower to the ground, no problem.
Oh, sweet.
That's gonna be scary.
Yeah, I was like, I just got this key. I was like, what the fuck is it? Oh, never mind.
Don't mind the traffic, by the way.
That one's already open?
Yeah. Oh my god. So, it's wild to see, but at least I wanted to make this video documenting all of it and mentioning it before other people start being like, oh wow, these robots are getting real smart. I've even noticed too that when you shoot off two propellers at times, the drones will still try to maintain flight in a way, and I can just see one day the drones maybe getting to a point where they realize that they're going down, but maybe if they pulse their propellers like over the top and under, sort of, to kind of keep up, or from left to right maybe. If it can figure out how to pulse during rotation with just two propellers, I think they can probably maintain flight in some way, but their targeting is going to get all screwed up when it comes to shooting. So that would be silly, because I've noticed even when you shoot off two, they've been rotating more. I think they've been trying to figure out how to maintain flight with just two propellers somehow, which maybe they can figure out something that holds them up long enough to get a few more shots before they crash. Some of them even just kind of slow themselves down to a point where if they're hitting the ground, at least they're going to try to shoot you. So it's crazy. Just the different things that you see the AI do, all because of the whole machine learning and reinforced learning and everything. It's so cool. And I think that's what makes this game really, really fun too. So I'll be on there soonish. But anyways, if you stop by, thanks for stopping by. This is Spark saying peace. Hopefully all the your optimism in the face of empty pockets is your true superpower. Yes, it is. Yeah, watch out for Rocketeers. That's my main concern for the drones. If they can fly in indoors, And I mean, they shoot rockets. They can blow up a whole hallway. You're not escaping them if they can fly indoors. If they can fly by windows, which I've seen them do now more often, and getting at a level where they can shoot inside buildings. That's the scary part, and it makes sense why their XP for scavenge and for taking them down and everything went up, because I think the developers realized the power of the drones and how they're learning. And maybe they anticipated this happening, especially with Stellamontis. Maybe they want to put a Rocketeer in Stellamontis. I don't know. I haven't played it enough, so maybe there already is one in there. That would be genuinely scary. But anyways, this is Spark. Until next time, watch out for the